My cup is full. I can't even do this song. My cup is full. My cup is full. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? It's been a minute. Thank y'all for thank y'all for sticking around. I've been away for a minute. My mom died. I don't know how to get into it, but yeah, I lost my mom. So I took a minute from the podcast because I didn't know how to like be on here without like, crying the whole episode. But my mom has been here, that been following me. Is like, my world. Like that is like my best friend in the world. So she passed July 7th. So for the past like few years, I've been like taking care of my mom. I told you we've been dealing with like plaque around her brain, which is like dementia-like symptoms. So she was able to function and do for herself, but she like repeats herself, you know what I mean? And so a sign that something is wrong is if my mom repeats herself like more often, right? And so when I called her, I could tell like, hey, she repeats herself. I was like, okay, cool. I get down there and we go to the neurologist, which is a black dude who super dope. If you're ever in the Dallas area, Dr. DK, he's a neurologist in Frisco. So we talked to him and he's like, basically, listen, we did a scan of your mom. Her artery is shot over here, right? The other one is at like 50%. So we need a stent. A stent would create more air and give her 5 years of life, more oxygen to her brain. So the plan is to get a stent. I said, okay, cool. That's the plan, Mom. She said, that's the plan. Okay, cool. Now, in that moment, my mom goes downstairs and she plays games a lot, right? Like that's what the thing that they play games. And I remember she got up and she was walking and she just stopped. Like mid-track, she just stopped. I was like, Mom. She was like, I'm just tired, right? I'm gonna go lay down. I was like, okay, cool. And I like, now I know now, like that was like a big sign, but I didn't know then. She just got tired. I said, okay, you feel all right? She's like, I'm just tired. So, okay, cool. Stay like, I think an extra day or two, everything was cool. I ended up going back to, now we schedule a stent. The stent is scheduled for, I'm coming back on the 23rd, right? So I come back on the 23rd, right? And we go to the doctor. I'll come back on the 23rd and we go to the doctor. The neurologist is like, yo, I'm ready to get the stent. He's like, no, we're not getting the stent. I have to refer you. You know what I mean? I said, well, that's why I flew back. I thought we were doing a stint on the 23rd. He said, I'm going to refer you to. He gave me like a reference, literally like the next day we go to the doctor. Now, no, 2 days later we go to this other doctor. I noticed while I'm home in those 2 days, my mom is like, she can't stay up. Right? So it's like, Mom, she's like, I'm tired. Like, okay, cool. And I get the first day, it's like, okay, she's tired. Okay, cool. Get her some food and she don't eat. She don't eat like that. And then like one thing she said, I'm just tired because I stayed up listening to music last night, and so I was up singing. And I was like, damn, that's why I knew something was wrong because she'll start saying that and that's not what happened, right? Because I was there. She didn't stay up late listening to music. So I was like, Mom, we gotta go to the doctor. And she was like, why? I said, Mom, you're not staying up and you're not eating. And I said, and I'm worried. I said, so we got to go to the doctor. And she goes, she's like, I can't catch a break. Because in her mind, I beat cancer. Then y'all tell me something else is wrong. And she can't like process like, damn, what am I doing wrong? You know what I mean? So I was like, we just have to go figure out what's wrong, right? So, not to be dramatic, but it's like, I'm a Christian, dog. So like I pray with her right there. I was like, Mom, she was like crying. I was like, hey, we believe in Jesus, right? She was like, yeah. I said, we believe he died for our sins, right? She was like, yeah. I said, then we covered, we saved, right? We good. Like he's in control. Like we just we'll figure this out. So okay. And I was like, do you want to go outside again? Because she likes to be on the patio before we go. Now, mind you, she can't like move now. Like she's like, I had to get a walker for her. Not a walker, excuse me. What do you call that shit? Whatever. I can't think right now. Anyway, so we go to the emergency room. We go to the emergency room in Frisco, and I'll say this, not to lighten the mood, but like comedy comes from like a real place. And like, it's my mom, dog. So she's in here, and it's like a nurse. I call in my material, I'm calling him like a nigga nurse. It's like, Adrian, it's like you've been in the hospital, and it's like you got doctors, you got nurses, and then you got niggas who just like wear gray. Right? I don't know what they do. But I'm having my mom in this room, and he's like, what's she in for? Literally, like it's a fucking jail. You know what I mean? Like, bitch, I'm here to find out. He's like, and my cousin was like, I was like, sorry. Anyway, sorry. Doctor comes, boom. And I was like, she's not sleeping. He said her blood count. I'm learning a lot about the body, by the way, through this whole thing. Her blood count is below 7. Anytime her blood count is below 7, she needs a blood transfusion, right? And I'm like, okay, cool. He said, I called Jay Snow. As many of you know, Jay Snow has sickle cell. He deal with blood transfusions. So I call him. I'm like, yo, they saying my mom need a blood transfusion, bro. She hasn't been like up. She's not eating. And it's like, when you going through this with somebody in the hospital, it's like, I was talking about my stand-up now. I was like, right, you go through hope and you go through acceptance, right? I'm in the hope phase, right? The hope phase is we get a stent. We figure out why she's not, blood's dropping. So then Jay Snow gives me information. A blood transfusion is good. It's going to wake her up. That's why she's so tired. Cool, now we know, Sydney. He was like, when you see me have sickle cell and when I'm getting I'm so tired, I need a blood transfusion. He said, so then you see me, I'm perked back up. He said, so she's going to perk back up. She's going to be hungry and she's going to eat the next day. I was like, okay, cool. Give her the blood transfusion now. My mom is like, nervous at first, but I'm there. So she's like, Mom, they're going to give you a blood transfusion. She's like, why? My mom hate needles. I was like, Mom, it's going to wake you up. So we do the blood transfusion. And I tell the doctor, hey, we need a stent too. I'm at the hospital like, you can just order surgeries like they goddamn off a menu. Like, while we here, can we get a stent? You know what I mean? He was like, I think he knew something was wrong, but he didn't want to tell me. He was like, okay, we got to do imaging on her. I can't just operate on her. We have to do it's a process school. So I think he goes take us back for a scan. He said, we don't do stents here. She needs to go to another hospitals where they literally specialize in stents. Okay, cool. So now we get an emergency vehicle, you know what I mean, where they take you to the next hospital. And these niggas, not that I'm like, if we in the back, they didn't even hit the lights. You feel me? They was just going regular. And I'm like, nigga, I've seen where y'all drive faster. And when your mama back here, nigga, I want all the perks. Anyway, so then we get to the hospital and the plan is stent. So we tell the doctor, I'm like, yo, we need a stent, da-da-da. They do another imaging and they're like, okay, cool. We can't do a stent. Then I'm like, why can't we do a stent? And he was like, well, she has a lot of plaque around her brain, so we can't do a stent. He was real casual with it. He's like, so we're just gonna do medicine. We're gonna prescribe a blood thinner, and I said, man, we've been on that for 3 years. I literally talked to the neurologist. He said that we needed a stent, and it would give her 5 years on her life. He was like, he's a neurologist. I'm a doctor. I operate. So he goes, what's his name? Dr. DK, right? Yeah. So he calls him on speakerphone in front of me. So it's like, he said, Dr. DK, I have Sydney here, the son. He goes, yes, his mom needs a stent. She has, we have a patient. He's talking all this doctor stuff. Like, she has a patient. She has this around her brain, plaque, but we need a stent. And he's like, yeah, well, we're not going to be able to do that. He's like, no, we're going to be able to do that. Because mind you, he came in the day before and talked to my mom. And when he seen her, he said, has she had another stroke since the last time I seen her? I said, yeah, she had a mini stroke. He was like, okay, because her speech is changing. Marilyn, we have to get you a stent. A stent will get you 5 years on your life. I'm like, they're saying they won't do a stent. He goes, I'm coming back tomorrow. I'm going to talk to him. I'm good at persuading doctors. That's what he says. I'm like, okay, this black man like giving me so much hope. So he calls him on speaker. He's like, hey, man, we can't do it. He's like, no, you have to put her on the table and put her stent in. He goes, it's a high-risk surgery. She could die on the table. He goes, you have to give his mother a fucking chance. That's what he said. He was like, we've been doing medicine for 3 years. It's not fucking working. He's like, we have to get in there and do something. He's like, doing something is better than nothing, right? He's yelling on the phone. And the doctor was like, yes, I understand that, Dr. DK, but sometimes you have to let God have his way. I'm sitting there, I'm like, right? Okay. So it's like, boom, we gonna do medicine, which is not what I was hoping. I tell my mom, we can't do a stent. She's like, why? I was like, it's just gonna be too damaging to you, so we're gonna continue the medicine. She's like, okay. Then her blood drops again. And it's like, her blood drop again. I'm like, all right, cool. So that means we need another blood transfusion. So I'm like, okay, cool. I know through Snow, he get them a lot. Now I'm like, maybe the new norm is just we get blood transfusions to get her blood back right. And so they give her the blood transfusion, and they're like, we have to take her sample of her, body to see, why the blood is dropping. So they say that, we think she has cancer in her blood, right? I'm like, okay. And so they tell me right in front of my mom. And I was like, Mom. And so she goes, so if it is confirmed that it's cancer, tomorrow they're going to come discuss some options. Now, we've already did cancer before. She's like, they're going to discuss chemo. I said, Mom, do you want to do chemo? And she was like, I want to do whatever it is to stay with you, baby. Yes. I said, okay. So the next day, doctor come talk to me, a different doctor. Now, look, I guess these are like high up doctors. You know what I mean? They come and talk to me like, yo, we can't do chemo. I'm like, why? I said, we did chemo already. And they were like, well, your mom body can't take chemo. She could take it in 2018. She's not strong enough. Chemo would kill your mom, like literally in 2 or 3 days. I said, so what are you saying? He said, it's best right now that we just make your mom comfortable. I was like, okay. All right. So now it's like a realization. I'm like, damn. The realest thing is, I guess you got to tell your parent, like, there's nothing we could do. It's like before, I was like, I couldn't really just fix myself to be like, Mom, you're dying. So I was like, yo, we're not going to be able to do the chemo. She was like, we're not going to be able to do chemo, but I did chemo before. I was like, yeah. And she said, baby, when I got in here, I wasn't nervous. She said, no, I'm nervous. Am I dying? I was just like, Mama, nobody can tell you when God gonna call your name. I was like, but we're in a fight for our health right now. She's like, but I've been fighting. So it's like, so she's like, I've been fighting, baby. I've been fighting. I think that the hardest part is like, because of her state of like memory and like what she can retain, it's not like she understands totally what's going on, right? To her, it's like, I was fine and now I'm not fine. Why am I not fine? And then it was like, we're going to have to move her. So now it's like in there, she's just like looking at me and she's just crying. But it's like, my dad died, he knew. He's like, yo, my brother told my mom I'm going to be out of here. The doctors were talking about my body shutting down. Like they knew. My mom just wasn't ready. And it was like, even when she went to the state of like, if you ever lost somebody, it's like they go through stages of fucking, talking and then not talking or whatnot. And it was like when she couldn't talk, she would just like look at me and be crying. She would just look. And that shit, that shit sucks. So then she went to the hospice and then she ended up passing a few days later in the hospice. So, which sucked because it's like, I think, the blessing is I got to have peace and talk to my mom. Like, tell her how great she was. Tell her she was the GOAT. The blessing is, like, I didn't lose my mom at a young age where she didn't get to see me live my dream, or she didn't get to see my special, or see me even get recognized, or, like, we travel things or go places. Like, I'm blessed to be able to have those experiences. It's like, for me, the last week, I pray that God can get out my mind. Because it's like, you know, as a son, it's like all you can do is protect your mom. That's like, yo, shit I stand on. Like, my pride is in how I protect people and love on people. And when, like, you can't do nothing, you know what I mean? And they're, like, confused and, like, sad about it. It's like, Like, I just hope that last week I could stop, like, replaying. So, you know, I've been trying to dive myself into, not trying, like, work, like, stand up, right? Getting back on the road. And she passed, the 7th? The funeral was the 23rd. And I did a show. I already booked a show in Tacoma. And I had canceled the show in Brea, and me and James Davis were going to Tacoma to perform. And my anxiety had been straight. It really had. Like, you know what I mean? And when I performed there, that shit kicked back in. I was like, fuck. Like, where anxiety were like, for me, anxiety for me is like I don't know how it is for everybody else, but it's like you feel like you're finna pass out. My blood pressure rises, right? So I called EJ. EJ speaks as a comedian, you know. And I was like, yo. And she, like, taught me through. We pray backstage, and I go on stage, and it's like, you know, the audience, it's like two things. It's like the audience don't know that my mom passed because I hadn't, you know, some of them may, but it's also, if you pay a ticket, it ain't your problem not to be funny. You know what I mean? My job is to be funny. So if you need a surgery and nigga, the person finna work on your grandma is like, oh, you know, I'm sad right now. I need that hand steady. So it's still like, I still gotta be funny, which I feel like I was. But like I definitely was like kind of going through the motions, and like every show I could tell, like I was like, God damn. James did say something funny. James said, you come out like you Lauryn Hill. He said, you come out like, I don't have to be here right now. I'm going through something. But anyway, we pushed through. I've been trying to work. Did shows in Charlotte. They went well. I know I need to do a podcast again, but I didn't want to be up in this bitch like crying the whole episode. I didn't know how to like to, you know, even kind of like, you know, get through that whole spiel. But trying to work, trying to stand up. Like, you know, I'm talking about it. People be like, yo, you so strong, how you go through this? Man, stop. I'm not. I would say this. I don't have like the biggest bond with my family. Like everyone. Like everybody has like a huge family. They all, my cousins, Shay, Elena, Courtney, Dez. Like my cousin Dion. Everybody else ain't like, it's not like we super close. You know what I mean? It's like, that's why I was so sad. Like, that's the last person that was like, You know what I mean? Like, I text my aunt. I was like, yo, I'm going through it. Like, I'm missing her. You know, she texts back. I ain't looking for sympathy. I'm just letting you know, like, my friends are like my family. Like, I feel like my friends really showed up for me. And for me, who a person who got, like, you know, trust issues in family and just in people from, like, my own trauma, like, it was like I don't even know the word to look for, Adrian. Like, the word of, like, gratitude. You know what I mean? Taylor, she was like, Taylor's so funny, dog. And granted, this is a lot to put on a friend. He's like, I gotta help him with his podcast. He late now, his mama dying. Goddamn. You know what I mean? It's a lot to put on somebody. But Taylor handled this like a G. She is like, hey, I'm so sorry you're going through this. Friend, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry you're going through this. Stink. Cornelius. She calls me Cornelius. Cornelius. I'm so sorry. Where are you? And I was like, I'm in Texas. What's your address? Because people want to send you stuff. I don't want shit. I don't want nothing. Here, you ready? When somebody died, don't send flowers. I don't know who do not send the person who passed away, like their family, don't send no flowers. It constantly reminds you of every time you get a flower, like, oh, they died. Don't send no flowers. So Taylor was like, I said, I want you to come out here. It's cool. Like, I was on that. Like, I realized, don't stop your life. She was like, okay. Isaiah and me want to send you some food. She said some lie. So what's the address? So I gave her the address. She said, got you, nigga. I said, what do you mean? I'm going to beat her in the morning. And I was like, what? She was like, yeah, I got a group text. We all planning to come out there. We're not finna have you just out here going through. I said, a group text? What do you need help with? I was like, I need help moving my mom's stuff out, right? I don't want to touch nothing like clothes. If you can help me facilitate that, done. Tracy shows up. Alicia shows up. And like that really was overwhelming. That was really dope. Like, I don't have a big family. So like at the funeral, literally, it was like the row of me and my family and the second row of family. Everybody else on the right that was packed out was friends of mine that had like flew in. Like that was like dope. I was like, damn. Like I was sad, so it wasn't like I could be like to everybody, like, yeah, y'all, this is such a dope experience, because it's not. My mama died, but I was really like, really happy. Like Granville, who y'all will meet on the next episode. Granville is a friend of mine, and we'll get into it on his episode. But he did something so nice for me. Like Granville is a mortician, right? And Granville, we'll get to. Granville's like always has a poker face. I'll say, like a serious face. Good dude, right? But like he was like, everybody got an Airbnb, and Granville was like, I got you something. I work in the funeral home industry. I got you something. I wish I'd have brought it, but he got me. What do you call it? The thing. What's it called? It's like a blanket. It's a huge blanket, and it had 3 huge pictures of my mama. And I was like, then he got me a program that he made of pictures of me and my mom. When you open up, it's like pictures of me and my mom. Then he got me some, I don't even know what to call it, but you're in grade school and you take a note and you go like this and you open it up and there's some more of the note and do it. It was like a card, but it was like my mom, and you open it up as a picture of me and my mom. And you open up something that was a picture of me and her. It was so dope. Like that was super, super dope. That was super dope. I'm not a crying ass nigga, like in public like that. You know what I mean? So I be trying to hold it together. But all that shit like overwhelmed me. I was like, man, this is, just the love I received was really dope. Yeah, so I was like super appreciative. Burying your mom, 100% do not recommend. If y'all could pray for me, that'd be dope. I'd be sad. I'd be extra sad, dog. But online, you're not gonna be able to tell. Like, I'm not gonna be on Instagram and be like, yeah, I miss my mama. I think that's corny. But I will text Taylor. I will give it to Taylor. Like Taylor no. Like, you know what I mean? And I don't mean to put pressure on her like that, but like, I'll text Taylor. Like, literally, I was doing a show with Darren Brand. What is today? Monday? Thursday. No, Thursday. And I was like, we jamming. So it's an hour or something drive. He actually was listening to Drake at the time, and like the Drake where it's like, I'm in my feelings, Drake, you know what I mean? And I like that song. It was cool. And I text Taylor, had nothing to do with the song, but it's gonna look like I missed a woman, right? And I was texting Taylor, I was like, damn. I said, I miss my mom. I said, I want to cry right now, but I'm in the car with Darren. And I was like, I don't want the nigga. And she was like, cry, Cornelius. It's okay. Whoever's around you right now should understand that you have to cry. I was like, all right, bye. And I told him, I said, hey, I started tearing up. I was like, hey, I'm grieving right now, so crying come out of nowhere. He was like, it's okay, big dog. I said, I just want you to know, like, I'm not missing no woman, like, because we listened to the song. He was like, hey, it's cool, bro. Yeah. I'm trying to do differently what I did with my brother. When my brother passed, I stayed away from stand-up for a while, and it became like, fuck stand-up, right? This time I'm like, I know I gotta do stand-up, right? Because I'll get into like a depression-ass mode, like fuck stand-up, fuck everything. So it's helping. But it's also like, to be honest with you, it's helping, But it's still like, it's like, I guess it makes me sad because like I'm working on material and I'm trying to put like a new special out. Like, you know what I mean? I'm working on it and stuff with my mom. It's like, it's funny. Like I got it like, boom. Like, you know, I'm talking about real shit. It's funny. It's real. I feel like the first special was great. I feel like the second special is going to be really good. But then as I'm working on it, like I'm studying the tape or whatever, then it's like, I'll get sad again. Because it's like, as I'm opening up on stage, it's like, you know, constantly, you know, just looking at it, but you're trying to get better. So it's like a double-edged sword. It's like I need the stage to stay sane, but through the process of like talking about the material, it's still like, damn. And it's like, to be honest with you, I did a show with Ali Sadiq, it sold out, and some of his fans may know me. And I sit on stage, I hadn't buried her yet. Had I buried her? I think so. Yeah, I think so. Because then he was like, yes, it was, because August 1st. I sit on stage, I said, I just lost my grandmama. And somebody on stage said, no, you didn't. Like, black people keep you so honest. But I will say through the podcast, like, when I had a show in Detroit, shout out to Detroit, man. Like, I haven't even given it the love on this podcast it deserves. Detroit was so fucking dope. I had never been to Detroit. I don't know if you've ever been to Detroit. You ever been to Detroit? I've never been to Detroit. I just know it's super black. And I was like, all right, cool. Now look, you hear everything, right? Watch your ass, watch your head. Cool. Where I was, it was cool. One incident was a little weird, but they showed up and that shit was cool from the podcast. And they were like, let's talk about it. I was like, I lost my mom. And they were like, let's go. Like, my audience is women, dog. It'd be like 40-year-old women like, come on. Like, it'd be like Taylor aunties. You know what I mean? Taylor does this, their aunties don't. It'd be like, come on, let's go. But yeah. So that's been cool. Trying to do stand-up. I got dates coming up. It's like, you know, I'm trying to get back in the mode of promoting. Because, like, you know what I mean? It's like, yo, come see me. And part of me was like, look, I don't give a fuck. Y'all come see me. And that's not me being rude. I'm grieving. Like, I care so much about this other stuff. The promoting of it is, like, so secondary. I want y'all to come. I really do. It's just, I don't have it in me right now to be like, New York. You know what I mean? It's like, just come. You know what I mean? I promise to be funny. I do my word. I will clock in and be funny. Yeah, I got shows, man. Come to. I'm in New York September 17th. I'm in Boston September 20th. I'm in Brea September 25th. I'm in LA September 21st. I'm doing New Year's Eve at the Dallas Comedy Club. So get your tickets January 31st. December 4th, and I'm in LA. I'm really now just impressed I can remember my schedule. December 4th, I'm in LA. And October 23rd, I'm in Atlanta. Yeah. All that. Yeah. I miss anything, Taylor? Besides stand-up, I played a game. I smoke more, probably. Have you been to therapy? No. I've been to therapy once. We didn't talk about my mom at first. I need to get in therapy. Like, I signed up for like sessions. With therapy, I'm all for it. It's like, you just gotta find the right person. It's like, okay, I'm looking for a person. I don't want this. Okay, boom. You ever been in the hospital and, like, let's say the chapel got to come talk to you? So if somebody died, they got somebody in the chapel to come talk to you. And the chapel was like, hi, it's an awful space to be. That shit agitates me. You know? So the therapy about my mom, I feel like, you know, about my mental health and stuff, I've always been, yeah, cool therapy. About my mom, I don't know. I know they're experts, so I should just go. But I just know I'll be turned off on they're watching over you. They're inside of you. Or it's like, that's true, and I understand that already. It's almost like why I don't go to one church. Not to like take a dig at one church. But one church is for beginner Christians. One church is glitz and glamour, but it's for beginner Christians. and it don't feed a person who's been knowing God for a long time. It's like, if I'm hungry and I'm starving, I don't want a salad. Like, it's not, that's what that is to me. So I don't need a therapist who's just, to me, like going to be on some like quick little responses of like, they're always watching you, they're over you, they're not going to leave you. That doesn't help me, my nigga. I think that's what people don't understand. It's like, that doesn't help me in this moment. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. So I got to find something of like somebody that I feel like I could trust. Because right now, my friends I trust. You know what I mean? My friends I trust. I think naturally it should make me angrier, you know? So I like stay in the house more because I don't want to like, I think, yeah, I just know I'm a little bit more irritated. But I need to go to therapy. It's just I don't want that shit of like, I need to be like fed, dog. And a couple therapists where they were just like, I feel like it's just when the therapist I had last time I went to like a week ago, it was cool. Felt cool. We talking about other stuff, like, all right, cool. It's just with therapy too, I think maybe I gotta wait because I do get upset. It's like, Adrian, picture talking about your mama and she dying and we getting through it. And then I know it's a job, but when a motherfucker go, we're gonna stop right here because the hour's up or the 45 minutes up, nigga, then what? We could just text. So it's like, I feel like, I don't know if my friends, I don't put the weight on my friends, I guess, I don't know, Taylor. To answer your question, I do need to get to therapy. I just got to find the right therapist because if it's generic or it's whatever, I'm going to close the laptop. But I do need therapy. But it's part of me is like hard-headed because I like what they're going to tell me. You know, I'm not a nigga that's just like new to losing people. This one just hurt the worst. If somebody lose their mama, don't tell them you know what they feel like if you lost your dad. That's probably the most agitating thing in the world. Just shut up. Just listen. All right, it's gonna sound weird. I don't care. Because it's not the same. I don't know. It's just like, you know, I guess I think part of the reason I got anxiety because I don't like deal with shit or I internalize shit a lot. I don't like, you know what I mean? I just kind of like, I think with people, it's like I don't want to. Like when Taylor be checking on me, she be like, nigga, I will find you. And it's like, I know she care, but I don't want to, I think, bring people down. And I feel like, you know, unfortunately, yeah, it's like the last family member I buried, but it's like my life is, to me, it's been like traumatic type shit of burying niggas. And it's like, I don't want my friends to like constantly call me and I'm being in like a dark space. I don't want to represent that of my friends. So if I'm like distant, I'm not trying to like be rude, but it's just like I'm also not. I think for me, not to feel like I'm like bad news right now or like bad, like just, you know what I mean, vibes. I feel like, I don't know, maybe just some patience. Because I do appreciate people checking on me, you know what I mean? I just, don't really know. Shit, I just don't know. I talk to, I don't know. I feel like patience. I'm just trying to navigate like a day to day because I don't care about a lot of stuff no more. You know what I mean? I think that's it. Patience, and I need friends to pray for me that my heart don't like harden because now it's like literally like I don't care about a lot of shit no more. Like it's a show that wants me to submit for something, and I think I would probably normally be excited, and I don't give a damn. And it's like, I don't know. I just want to develop my own shit. I think I want to develop my own shit and just figure this shit out, but like bleed it into like art, like stand up or like a show. I think everything else is unattractive to me. That's not like rooted in like some substance of like, who I am, I guess, I don't know. Next question, Taylor. That was a good question. I don't know if I answered it. I feel like I'm being dramatic. Honestly, I'm trying to find things that bring me joy, right? So I went to Topgolf. That was fun. I went to the gun range. That was fun. It's like a weird thing, it's like you can't predict the earthquake. It's like, oh shit, it just happened. It'd be like the emotions of that just kind of like at any moment, boom. So I gotta find something like you said, because right now it's weed. And I was already trying to cut down before, but now it's like I smoke way more. I remember telling James in Seattle, I was like, this weed ain't strong enough. He was like, or you're grieving, nigga. Or no weed is gonna match the pain you feel. So yeah, I'm trying. Not to sound like dramatic. It's just like my heart broken. And with my other people, brother and my dad, I was like, I'm gonna be cool. This is just me literally relying on God, knowing I'm going to be cool, even if I don't believe it. I believe in God more than my own insecurity. So I literally am just trusting that like the nigga catches me. Yeah. Nigga did not want to come up here and cry all day. I promise you. But yeah. Any other questions? Questions help. Overall, man, thank you. I'm not trying to be like dramatic. I thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for like supporting. Thank y'all for patience because I ain't put out something in a long time. I'm gonna start dropping more episodes. I still want y'all to come to the shows. I'm not gonna be sad for that hour and 20 minutes y'all see me. I'll be working. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time. I will say after the show, right? I'm so thankful. The past couple shows. I came out in Detroit and took pictures. It was cool. I would just like to take the pictures, right? I think everybody want to show their way of how they care right now. But like just as a nigga going through it, the constant like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about your mom. Hey man, it's a lot. So like what you could do for me, literally, it's so simple. On my back. Good show. I appreciate you. Hey. I saw Ron G, who at a show, when I first got back, him, Takara was there, Rob Hayes, BT, and I'm mind blank on other comedian. But Ron said, Chinadu, Ron walked in And Ron was like, what's up? What's up? And he dabbed me up. He's like, good to have you back. And double tap back. And I was like, I could, stomach that. Some people doing too much. Some people be like, Sydney, I don't, come here. I don't want to do that. What else? Leave anything out. Yeah, man, just to be honest with you, if I'm just being like the realest I could be, I need prayer on not reliving the last week of my mama's life. That shit is different. I wouldn't wish that shit on my worst enemy. No. I understand the peace I'm going to get. I understand she's over me. But literally watching her look at me and be like, I'm scared, baby. Her look at me like, am I dying? But, baby, I've been fighting. Or like when I had to delete a video on my phone, I was like, Mom, you want to say something? She was like, keep going. And she cried. I had to delete that shit. Like that week, I think I'm in a moment right now where like I'm not able to be like, oh, the longevity of like our relationship. I can remember all the good times. Right now I'm stuck in that week. Yeah. And so I think maybe that's the answer to the question, Taylor. I would hope that people or friends, if you want to do anything for me, pray that week gets off my mind and I can just start like appreciating like having a mother and all that jazz. Right now it's the week of her being upset, confused, and her feelings hurt. And I can't do nothing about it. It's like I think that's what makes me angry. And to be honest with you, that's why I stay away from people. Right? We live in a world where people talk slick and do whatever, and everybody's like a macho man. It's like, I said this one time, people play crazy to a nigga who could be really crazy. And I don't mean that to be crazy, right? But it's like I just don't go outside right now. You know what I mean? Except if it's to do comedy. Right? But yeah. Supposed to end this on a high note. So, Taylor, thank you. I appreciate you, your friendship. I appreciate you. I could tell Taylor be getting coached. Like Taylor be like, this is overwhelming. I call my dad. Call my dad, call my mom. They praying for you. They told me this. It's like she got a playbook. Like she's the offensive coordinator. I'm checking on you. Did you eat? Okay, cool. Did you go walking? Okay, cool. We going somewhere. So anyway, thank y'all for listening. I'm sorry this episode was boring. But that's where I've been. I'm getting back in the swing of things. We're going to drop more episodes. New York, I'm coming September 17th. Boston, September 20th. Brea, September 25th. Atlanta, October 23rd. Yeah, get your tickets. Dallas Comedy Club, December, New Year's Eve. Get your tickets. LA, I'm with Dewan. I'm with Dewan, December 4th. And yeah, man, you've been watching My Cup is Full. This has been the saddest episode in the world, and I apologize. The next one, I'll try to be a little bit more funnier.